In this tutorial, we look at the way you can use a Driving Instructor app to bring your lesson briefings to life and ensure your pupils get the best out of every lesson with theoretical diagrams and actual local examples. Tapping the Lesson Plans button brings up the list of lesson plans available, and selecting a category takes you to the first diagram for that lesson. Swiping from right to left allows you to flick forwards or backwards between the diagrams, or if you drag a finger across the scroll bar at the bottom, the images are previewed full screen, allowing you to quickly find the diagram required. A new feature in the previous version was the ability to hide or delete images within these folders. If, for example, there were certain images provided with the software that you didn't use, you'd be able to hide these in order to make it easier to find the drawings you wanted to focus on. This has now been taken much further with the Setup Mode feature, allowing you to customize the exact drawings and diagrams you wish to use or create your own. The idea is that before your lessons, you can set up your iPad to have all of the diagrams you're planning to use for each part of your training. Once your slides are initially set up, you'll rarely have to use this option. There is so much you can do with the Setup Mode that we've created a separate tutorial. So this video will concentrate just on how to use the diagrams in lessons, for now just using the ones that are supplied with the app. Once you've found your diagram, you'll notice that in most cases the diagrams are drawn showing the vehicles moving from right to left. This means that from the passenger seat you can show the diagrams to your pupil, and the layout will provide the most natural orientation from their perspective. If you have any saved annotations, you can use the up and down arrows to scroll through them, or simply swipe up from the bottom of the screen to move forward, swipe down to go back. Simply tap the screen to show or hide the slide name and the return to menu button. If you want to emphasize an aspect of the diagram, you can choose Draw Mode by tapping on the crayon button on the left hand side. This now allows you to move the image around using two fingers, zoom in and out by pinching your fingers together or apart, and using a single finger touch draws a line, allowing you to annotate your images. The default pen colour is red, although you can select a different colour by choosing the colour button lower down in the menu list. You can also select the pen size to make the draw stroke narrower or wider. If you make a mistake or want to remove part of the drawing, tap the Erase button. You'll notice that the brush size button now changes to the eraser size, and the size of the circle around your fingertip shows you the size of the area that would be erased. If you wish to delete the whole drawing, simply tap the Clear button above to go back to the original image. You may find it useful to prepare your lessons by making some of the annotations in advance and saving them, perhaps using one of the available iPad stylus pens, as some are designed to have a much more accurate tip than your finger, allowing for more precise drawing. Let's take this roundabout as an example. To start with, I'll draw a line to show a pupil approaching to turn left or right. Once I'm happy with it, I'll now choose the Save button and give it a name. In this case, I'm simply going to call it A, so that I can call up all the different images in order more easily. Then tap OK to confirm. Of course, you can be more imaginative with your naming if you want to be. If I want my next image to build on top of A, then I'll leave it in place and add my next piece of annotation. Now tapping Save again, I can save this annotation as B, using the same method as before. Again, I can add further builds to the image and continue to save them. If I now want to start on a slightly different topic, perhaps lane discipline on the roundabout, I'd most likely want to remove the previous annotations using the Clear button before starting drawing again. Again, I can add my drawings piece by piece where necessary, allowing a complex image to build up gradually and making it easier for the pupil to understand. To go to your saved annotations directly, tap the Open button and select the annotation you wish to display. The annotations display in the order they were added. However, a new feature is the ability to resort them using the Edit button. Simply tap and hold the bars on the right hand side and then slide the item to the required position. Tap Done when you've finished, then tap anywhere outside the box to cancel and go back to the diagram. As with the other items in the app, If you wish to delete an annotation, simply swipe right to left, then tap delete to confirm. As well as saving annotations, draw mode also allows you to simply draw over an image for particular emphasis, so it could be simply a freehand sketch. However, if you find yourself doing the same drawings more than once, you might prefer to take more time to do them properly and then save them for recall later. Once finished, tap the back button at the top to return to the image selection mode. Not only can you swipe side to side or run your finger along the scroll bar to select between your images, but you can now use the arrows or swipe up and down to move between the annotations, allowing you to prepare your lesson diagrams in draw mode, but then just use the swipe mode to move between all the diagrams and annotations during lessons. Remember, you can also save your annotations onto aerial images and street view photos as well, so you can annotate complex local junctions or simply explain things from a driver's eye view. The latest new feature is Move Mode, which allows you to move items around on your diagrams without losing all of your carefully planned settings. Tapping on the Move Mode button doesn't appear to change much, but when you tap on a vehicle, you now have the ability to drag it across the screen and it will follow your finger, useful if you want to show developing scenarios. You'll notice there are small handles, the blue dots, at both the front and the back of the vehicles, allowing you to move them either forward or back, useful perhaps to show manoeuvres such as a turn in the road. As well as the vehicles already visible in the static diagram, you'll see that there are now additional vehicles in the picture that can be used in Move Mode only, then disappear again when you go back to the normal view. These vehicles can be customised in the setup mode, and the separate tutorial video will show you how. If you wish to restore the diagram back to its original positions, you can tap the Restore button. And when you're finished with Move Mode altogether, simply tap the back arrow to go back to the original image as before, retaining all of your original settings. Finally, tap the Lesson Plans button top left to go back to the list of lesson plan categories. Tap on the Driving Instructor button top left again to go back to the launch page. Remember to visit us at instructorsoftware.com if you need any further assistance with any of these features.